What is dropshipping? This lesson is great both for beginners and experienced dropshipping sellers. For beginners, you're going to learn the theory behind dropshipping and the steps of the dropshipping flow that every dropshipping business has to go through. For the more experienced sellers, we're going to discuss in one of the sections the different types of dropshipping. Dropshipping, as a term, has a lot of meanings around the world. Alright, I prepared a presentation for you. Let's jump right to it. So hey everyone, and thank you so much for staying with me and joining me. It's my computer here, and I'm gonna do the presentation of what is dropshipping. Let's get started. The process of dropshipping is when a buyer buys a product online. Let's say a buyer buys from your store, it starts on your store. Doesn't matter if you have an eBay store, Amazon store, Shopify store, someone got to your store and purchased the product. And now what you do once someone bought the product from you is you process the order using an automation software like DSM Tool from a supplier. And then the supplier handles the package all the way to your end buyer. So basically, a dropshipping business is business that is focused on marketing the products and generating sales rather on providing the products to the end buyer. Saying that, it is important to mention that there are many types of dropshipping businesses. For example, what I just showed you, the method that I'm going to present in this presentation, in the upcoming lessons, and generally probably the most used type of dropshipping is called dropshipping arbitrage. There are other types of dropshipping as well, which you can find information about online. For example, retail arbitrage, which is going to actual stores to clearance sections. For example, in the United States, it's very, very common to go on Walmart and go to the clearance section and then check if products has demand on wherever you want to sell them, and then purchase those products and sell them online. Either send them to Amazon warehouses or just sell them on your eBay store. People also do that online. They find clearance products and then they purchase them, send them to their own homes, and then try to sell them online. There is something called wholesale dropshipping, which is where people actually go to conventions to find wholesalers and buy big stocks of products. And then once they bought it, they make an agreement with the supplier to purchase, let's say, 100 units of something, and the supplier will fulfill it for them. They will sell it and the supplier will fulfill it for them. And then they purchase it for wholesale prices. So the prices are relatively low and they have higher chances to sell them online because, well, they got lower prices. There's also online wholesale dropshipping, which is something partially supported in DSM Tool, where wholesalers offers to online dropshippers to sell their products, and then they will fulfill them, and then you don't have to pre-purchase the products like in wholesale dropshipping. There's something called secondhand flipping, like going on secondhand shops. It's done offline and then trying to sell those products on eBay. And even private labeling, which is a method of selling on Amazon, like creating a product usually in China and literally creating an entire business based on a product and trying to create a brand, sometimes on Shopify, sometimes on Amazon, which sometimes is also considered as dropshipping because usually people that do private labeling manufacture a product and send them to a warehouse to fulfill it for them. They don't do the fulfillment themselves, therefore some type of dropshipping. But since we're talking today about dropshipping arbitrage, I do want to mention the 5 steps, I think it's 5, the 5 steps to start a dropshipping arbitrage business, or the flow. We call it the dropshipping flow. The first step is to perform market research and to find products that you want to sell. Market research can go from 2 different directions. Either you start from the supply and go to the demand, or the other way around. For example, when I recorded this video, it was just recently, Game of Thrones aired their last episode, and therefore I understood that products of Game of Thrones must have been selling better. So, according to seasons, there are multiple ways to figure out what products has demand, what products has a demand. And in this example, I randomly went on eBay and looked for a product. I checked that it was sold. You can see here that I marked it, that I marked only sold items. And then I found this product, which is candles that have been sold. It's a day ago, in May 30, for $33.55. And then I looked for a supplier, for example, AliExpress, that might have it for a cheaper price. Now, there is a lot longer discussion about whether this pricing is good or bad, or whether this is a good demand analysis. But what I'm trying to show here is an example of going from supply to demand and not actually I didn't try to actually find good dropshipping products. I do not know to tell you if I would dropship this specific product just because of the analysis I've done. It's more about explaining the concept. Same way, we can go from supply to demand. Remember that I told you about clearance sections? So here is a product that I found on Walmart. I can already tell you that you cannot dropship it. I mean, it's not easy to dropship it because I went in to check specifically this one, and you can't just order it with a free 2-day delivery. You will have to pay for the delivery, and then it makes it and not a good deal. You have to purchase products over $35 in Walmart in order to get free shipping. But again, this is just for the example of like how I go from the supply, from the clearance section, where I assume that the prices will be lower. So deals that I can find on websites, clearance section, this is where I would start from. And then I go and I check if there is a demand for those products. And in this example, I checked on eBay. It doesn't have to be eBay, by the way, in both cases of from demand to supply and supply to demand. It doesn't have to be eBay and those suppliers. It can be any website to any website. And here I found the product being sold for $12.95, which I believe, if it would be with free shipping for this product, would be a great dropshipping opportunity. And I would actually try to dropship this specific product. But again, just for the sake of the example, that's not a product you can actually dropship. I just want to mention that for both of the for both of the methods for market research, DSM Tool provides awesome features that I am going to talk about in the upcoming videos. In this video, I just wanted to explain to you the general theory behind market research. The second step is listing your products. Usually listing your products manually would mean that you have to copy and paste all of the information from the supplier website. So for example, that product from Walmart, I'll have to take the picture of that product, the title of that product. I would have to calculate the price that I want to sell the product for. But if you think about it for a second, then the price have to include some measurements. For example, when I sell a product, on this example, I sell the product on eBay, and eBay has a marketplace fee. They take a fee for every sale that I make. They also sometimes take a fee for listing the item. So it would cost me money just to put the item on eBay for sale. Amazon is another example where they take, I think, on eBay it's usually 9%. On the average is 9% the marketplace fee, and I think 20% or 30% depends on where you're selling the listing fee. On Amazon, for example, there is no listing fee at all, but there is 15% marketplace fee when you sell the item. So whatever is the calculation, whatever is that calculation, you have to edit. It's also called break even. You can see that in here. This is the DSM Tool lister, which calculates everything automatically for you and fetches all of the information, the images, the title, everything. And there is going to be a video explaining exactly how it works. I just wanted to explain the step that after you found the product, you have to edit to your store, and you have to calculate the final price, and you have to optimize the product in order to make sure that you're going to have the best conversion rate from customers that arrives to the product page. You want as many of them to click buy. So once we finish that step, we move to a step called repricing. And in this case, you see a screenshot from another feature in DSM Tool called the Price Monitor, which does everything that I'm going to say automatically. But basically, what you want to do is, if you think about it, we talked about a product from Amazon clearance. That's a product that might go out of stock pretty soon because it's on clearance. There are not many units of it. Or maybe if it's the product of Game of Thrones, maybe its price would change. Let's say that tomorrow there is a crazy news about about Game of Thrones, something happened and the demand goes up, then the price would probably go up. And we want to make sure that the price between the supplier and our store is synced. So if the price went up by $10, we want to make sure that we rise our, if the cost price went up, we want to also adjust the selling price, including all of the fees that I told you before. So sometimes we have to recalculate every time, again and again, the price, or to set the item out of stock right on time. Obviously, on DSM Tool, it is being done automatically, and there is going to be a video about not only how the repricing work, but also about how to optimize all of your monitored listings and how to, figure out which of them is doing better and which of them is not doing as good while they're in your store. The next step is to, congratulations, once you sold an item, you need to process the order from your supplier. So what you would usually do if you would do it manually is, let's take the example from eBay. You would get the order, you would get the details of the buyer on eBay, and then you would go to your supplier. On that case that we had is Walmart. In this case, I was putting here an image from a screenshot from Tmart, which is a great dropshipping supplier where you can find also a full guide that explains to you how to work with it and how to install it in DSM Tool in the Dropship Academy at blog.dsmtool.com. And what you would do is you would copy and paste all of the buyer information. So the name of the buyer, the address, the zip code, the phone number, and you would just process the order the same way that you would buy something to yourself, only that here you're purchasing it and shipping it to your buyer. When you work with dropshipping friendly suppliers, which are some suppliers that we integrate in DSM Tool, like Tmart, that's the only thing that you have to do. When you work with retail suppliers like Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, and the other 50 plus suppliers that we have, probably 100 plus soon, suppliers that we have in DSM Tool, then you also want to make sure that the buyer doesn't see the price on the package. So, for example, a lot of times people would mark, there will be an option on the retailer website to add a gift note, and then instead of the price, the person sees a gift note where you write to him, "Thank you for purchasing from us." So that's about order processing. I do want to mention that, as you can see on your screen, there is a button here that says auto-based client address, which is the DSM Chrome extension, allows you to automatically copy and paste buyer's information. And I didn't mention here another thing, which is updating tracking information. So once the item was shipped by, in this example, Tmart, they would email you the tracking information, and then in DSM Tool, with our Chrome extension, you can also copy and paste automatically. In one click of a button, you can update your buyers with the tracking information. The fifth and probably what we say that is the last step is to give great customer service. And by giving great customer service, you do a couple of things. First, you reduce the chances that you will have bad reputation. And on marketplaces such as eBay or Amazon, bad reputation could mean that your account gets banned or closed. Second, you increase the chances that you will get feedbacks or reviews or anything like that. And each one of those feedbacks or reviews can make your entire the entire inventory that you don't hold, the entire inventory that you have on your store, which is from those suppliers, get promoted. So one positive feedback on eBay for one item can make other items start selling immediately. So this is something that you want to consider. In DSM Tool, for example, you have a system that allows you to use canned replies, for example. You can create templates for messages, and even completely automated messages, which are being sent after the item is sold with an explanation of when will it be shipped, and then the tracking information, and then a reminder a week after, or as long as you set it up. If you work from China, with suppliers from China, you would set it, for example, for 30 days. That reminds the buyers to leave you a feedback, which, as we said, will increase the amount of products that you're going to sell in general. So you can either do it manually, or, well, if you're watching this video, you probably are going to set it up with the software and with DSM Tool. Hey there! Thank you for watching this video. Are you looking to take your dropshipping business to a professional level? Here is what you should do. Join us at dsmtool.com to grow and scale your dropshipping business. Start your full of features free plan today. It's completely free, with no time limit. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and join the DSM Tool Facebook dropshipping community. See you in the next video.